start. Okay. So for today's TED Talk, we're going to be talking about how miscommunication happens. So since you guys already watched the video, let's just get straight into the discussion. So Walter, can you tell us about what you think of the talk?
The talk says many misunderstand happening every day during people. And my work is a firefighter, and I usually work with my team members. So yeah, it happens many times for miscommunication. Yeah. So I feel it's very close or many common in daily life.
Okay, so you can say it's useful too. Right?
Oh.
Okay, great. So Ian, what do you think about the talk?
I think this talk is very interesting because he used a very beautiful metaphor to describe communication. He used the tossing balls with a lump of nap. Yes, because and also explains why miscommunication would occur, because depends our personal perception filters, and it's different from the person you are talking to and communicate with, because the variable is like gender, religion, age, and your grown up background, all will makes this communication more complex.
Okay, right. So how important is communication, do you think, on a scale of 1 to 10? Walter, what do you think? So 10 is the most important and 1 would be the least important, and why?
Yeah, I think it's 10. Yeah. I think communication is more important than your work ability. Yeah.
Okay,
If you can't pass the ball to other people in the right information, and it will make others or make all the results terrible. Yeah, will make everything terrible.
Okay, so there would be something wrong with the result. Like the result might not be something that you hope will happen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So what do you think you do well when you communicate? Ian, what do you do well?
Do well. What do you do? Okay, like the video recommend how to avoid miscommunication. I will listen carefully to what the person I communicated with, using my ear and my eyes. So make him realize I'm pay a good attention to him or her. Yeah. So I think that is my doing well to the communicator.
Okay, so maybe you say to use your eyes, like make eye contact, like look at the person, right? And then
the reaction, yeah.
Okay, and listen intently, right? To listen very, very carefully to the person. Okay, great. So how would you rate yourself as a communicator? Walter, what about for you? Since your job is a firefighter, you must need to communicate a lot, right? Do you think you are a good communicator, and how good do you think you are?
You mean rate is mean I Oh.
It'd be like rate
1 to
something
1.
like 1 to 10, like 10 would be a really good communicator.
I think maybe about 6, I think.
6. So 6 is like 60%.
Yeah, 60%. Maybe
Okay. So
just
just like an okay.
yeah, okay. Right.
Okay, so what do you think that you can do better?
Because sometimes I taught my team member, my colleagues about I hope he can do afterwards, but sometimes he will do the things that I didn't expect, but the information I said may be understood in 2 ways. Yeah, I think maybe when I talk about one thing, I can talk more detail or more explanation, then it will not happen a misunderstanding.
Okay, so give more details, right? To give more details. Okay, right. So you can be a little bit more specific on what it is that you would like them to do, right? So that there might be less miscommunication going on. So we know that communication is not that easy. So we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Okay, Ian, so what does this quote mean here?
Communication. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we listen twice as much as we speak. I think this quote is trying to express an idea of you need to be more, you need to understand what people talking about then before you speak. Understanding is more important in communication.
Okay, so listening is more important.
Yes.
Okay, Walter, do you agree? Do you think listening is more important or talking is more important?
Yeah, I think, yeah, I sometimes will blame the misunderstanding to the one who speaks. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so I think speak is more important than listen. Then the speaker is more important than listener. Yeah. So
Okay,
I sometimes
interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I talk to people and they didn't understand, I will blame it on my talking. Yeah.
Okay, on what you say. So what you say you think is more important. Okay.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Okay, we'll get back to that. That's going to be part of our debate. So here are some rules of good communication. Ian, can you tell us about the first one?
Engage actively with the verbal and nonverbal feedbacks of others and adjust your message to facilitate greater understanding.
Okay, can you sort of explain this in your own words? What do you think this means?
When you want to communicate with others, you need to pay more attention, no matter verbal and nonverbal, and like your body's gesture and response, and you need to take care of your response to answer the right uh, to give the right answers to the person you are communicate with.
Right. So it's kind of like even English is a communicational tool, right? But some people think they need to use very difficult words in
Yes.
order to mean that they have good English. But if another person cannot understand what they're saying, then that means that you have not.
In the mutual understanding.
Right. There's no mutual understanding. And the purpose of having a common language is that I understand what you're saying, you understand what I'm saying. So if I speak like Shakespeare and use a lot of very authentic words and you guys don't understand, then it doesn't, right? We don't have, yes. So that's very interesting. Okay. Walter, for the second key point here, can you read?
Okay. Listen with your eyes and ears, as well as with your gut. Remember that communication is more than just words.
Okay. What does your gut mean?
In brave.
Which part of your body is your gut?
Do
you know?
And you mean between the stomach? No, near the stomach.
Right. It's actually your stomach. So gut. Sometimes we say, oh, I have a gut feeling. So it's kind of like, I have this feeling in my body and the gut is your stomach. So,
okay.
So we use this in a way that it's a very instinct and fast response of your body. So sometimes it's like, oh, I just have this idea or this feeling that's from your gut. Okay. So it says, listen with your eyes and your ears. Communication is more than just words. What do you think this means? Communication is more than just words.
I'm maybe communication. You need to read the listener's condition. Maybe if he or she is not comfortable, then he cannot listen all the word you said. Yeah.
Okay, right.
I think,
yeah. So you think?
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. So right. So also interaction, right? The interaction you have with other people. That is also very important. Okay, number 3, Ian.
In the rush to express ourselves, it's easy to forget that communication is a two-way street. Be open to what the other person might say.
Okay, express ourselves with an S. Ourselves. Okay. Easy to forget that communication is a two-way street. Be open to what the other person might say, right? So a lot of times we hear someone saying that, oh, we do not speak because we are waiting for the other person to finish, not active listening. Is that something that you do?
For me, I will try to respond his what he talking to and trying to make a good communication, trying to be a good communicator. Okay. Otherwise, it's just like what the video said it will become like a transmission model. You just toss the ball.
Okay.
Cindy
Number.
是
Sorry, I'm lagging. Sorry, hold on. Wait, let me change my internet. Hold on. Sorry. Okay, is it better? Sorry, I just switched my internet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So number 4, Walter.
Okay. Be aware of your personal perceptual filters, elements of your experience, including your culture, community, and family, influence how you see the world.
Okay, do you understand what this means?
Mean I need to I need to know all the condition, all the factors that might influence how I communicate with other people. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay, so it's talking about your personal perceptual filter. So it means that talking about your experience will affect how you see things, right? But that's you. That doesn't mean how you see things is how I see things, because we have different experience, we have different personal background, we grew up in different places, we have different friends, and our family is different. So what it means is that you should be more open to different ideas. So the openness should be there in order for you to fully communicate, because maybe someone else will have some personal or have some opinions that maybe you don't agree with, but you should be open to listening to what they say.
Okay.
Right. So this part, I think a lot of people and a lot of times are overlooked, and we don't really realize that our opinions might not be what other people also agree on. So we should all be very open to different ideas. Okay. So I want to move on to the next part so that we can have the debate soon. Okay, digital age and communication. So the digital age has brought many new ways to communicate, such as email, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I would like to ask Ian, how has communication changed? And Walter, the next question is for you. What do you think is helpful about this change? Okay, so Ian.
Okay. From this communication way, it has changed from, I think it's from the old way, like mails and phone calls to the communication app. Yeah, so it's very convenient to communicate a person or your family with your communicate app and use this message. I think it's hard to understand, and it's hard to understand what you're trying to express, because it's only words. They don't have any emotions. So some miscommunication will occur when you text some words, and the person you are communicating with misunderstand what you are talking about and your expression. So in this modern world, I think the communication has changed to be more complex because you only use the word and message to communicate.
Okay, great. So Walter, the next question is for you. What is helpful from this
Yeah,
channel?
I think the digital communication. I think that the digital communication, like communication app, make people more convenient to send a photo or video on the internet. So when I want to express my my feeling, then I can use some emoji.
Emoji, yeah, it is called an emoji.
Yeah, or some photos. So or I want to communicate with others that how where am I, and I can communicate with my friends with communication app. I can just share my location or share the photos or video, and then it's more easier to be understood than just talking or word. Yeah.
Okay, great. So when we use easier, it means more easy, right? So you don't have to say more easier. Okay.
Okay.
So what are the problems that you see when it comes to the digital age and communication? Ian, what do you think about this?
I think for me, I think that this kind of communication app makes my work cannot separate from my personal life. Yes, because for example, my colleague and my teammates will text me in the evening when I eat. He will have a question to some kind of issues, and when I see it, I need to respond to it. Otherwise, I will forget in the next day. So I think this kind of communication methods makes our lives more convenient, but in the other hand, makes our life cannot separate from the work.
Okay, so it's hard for you to separate your personal life with your
Yes.
work life, right?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So it's convenient, not convenience, right? Convenient
Oh,
is
okay.
the convenience store, right? So if you want to say something is convenient, like the MRT.
Okay.
Convenient. Okay, great. Yeah. So that's I think that's a very big problem that people have, but I think there might be some laws that will be stated to help employees with their work-life balance. Yeah, but not sure in Taiwan though. So I'm pretty sure like in the States where people really care about their personal life. That's something
especially in mainland China.
the mainland China. Yeah. But I don't think that's going to be a thing. Yeah. Okay, so moving on to the debate. So this is something that I want to spend time on today. We have the debate time. So for one of you, you're going to have to support that communication isn't just delivering the message. For it to be communication and to be effective, the other side has to understand what you're saying. So here you think the message or what you say in communication is the most important. Okay, tell the other person, tell the others 3 reasons why. Okay, so let me give this one to Walter, and then Ian, you think the other side willingness to listen is the most important. Okay, tell the others 3 reasons why. So here, Walter, if you have not done the debate before, I can sort of explain. Usually we'll have the debate first. So you will present your idea. And you have to persuade the other person that yours is the most important, better than his. Okay, so this is more easier because we only have 2 people. Usually when I have 3 or 4 more people in the class, then it's going to get a little bit more complicated because you have to support your own and you have to tell others what's wrong with theirs. Okay, so now the first part is focus on yours and focus on 3 reasons why. So maybe you can have a reason, have an example, second reason, your example, third reason, and example. Okay, examples are very good to support your reasoning. After this part, your debate, I'm going to ask the other person to make a statement saying, do they like theirs? Is my argument better than yours? Is it stronger? Why? Or is your argument better and why? Okay, so we need to think about when you finish your debate and your argument, you need to listen to the other person. Okay, so I'm going to have a chance for you to say something to counter their argument. Okay, so you're going to have to try to persuade each other until someone says, okay, you win. And then you say, yes, I win. Okay. So it's going to be a little bit more interesting. Okay, so first we're going to take a 1-minute break from the class. So think about your ideas. You can start to prepare it, and then we'll come back to the classroom in a minute. Okay, so it's going to give you guys some time. Okay, great.
Okay.